Hello, everyone, and welcome to another group stage match of the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Randomizer tournament here on Speed Gaming. We have Rayvis and Lunchtime ATH here, a game one in their best of three. I'm Epipoliticus, joined here by Demon's Drone. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing mighty fine. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Oh, good. Just enjoying a little bit of flex on the schedule on a Monday to be able to pop in for this. See a friend of mine, Rayvis, face off, and I'll do my best not to be biased, but I'll tell you what, Lunchtime is helping out with that Sprite, though, picking out Solaire, so, you know, we'll call it 50-50.
Yeah, lunchtime is over for me at the moment, so...
I was going to say, I think Rayvis remarked he was facing a non-international opponent in the international tournament. I know he's German, so it's definitely not a home time advantage for Lunch right now. He's, it's about 7:30 there. And in case you're not familiar with the format, this game one will be an open mode. 7 crystals for Ganon, 7 crystals for GT. No fast Ganon, meaning you have to clear Aga2 to make Ganon vulnerable. So kind of your good old-fashioned open mode here. Depending on the winner here, the settings might change. You do get the option in this current format to change a few other things, including crystal counts and some other bits of where the swords go, things like that. But match is running on a 20-minute stream delay. That is, we're on time and expecting it to kick off any second now. We're going to see them both start right here, right now, from Sanctuary.
Ooh, Sanctuary map. That's not something you'd really like to see.
Yeah, the only good news about that would be that, quick map check, looks like regular blue crystals across the board here in the light world. But the only good news about that map is when you do get back around to escape, you have a chance of getting items, but it means that there's likely one in Dark Cross now, and I've seen more than one race where that ends up making the difference.
Ooh, bombs from the tree pool.
Yeah, that's a great pick right there. And magic off the Hoarder. No items for it yet, but both of our runners eventually getting the a bomb pool and the boots right off the bat here out of the woods. And that's going to be important because it's the hammer on the lumberjack ledge here. And a question in chat again about the settings. It is a 7/7 open mode flute here in the forest hideout. All sorts of very special and unique items. Notably, Rayvis did not check the lumberjack. Got those boots. Hasn't seen what's there in the tree. Wonder when he'll end up thinking about that.
It's like with Rayvis's routing, you often don't check lumberjack until you have boots. So it's a good thing he now has boots because he'll go check lumberjack soonish.
Yeah, you hope so. Maybe on the next Sanctuary Save and Quit, hitting up the bonk rocks and everything else. But if we say got the mitts and the moon pearl for our Dark World access, and the only thing we needed that hammer for was basically to finish the game to get to Ganon's tower, it may be a while before he finds it. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Also very handy that we got a bottle and the flute, so we can do the full Kakariko check on our first trip to Kakariko.
An absolute max efficiency thing here. We even got the boots to get into the library, so gosh, you can't get the hammer, it's up on the ledge, but if you got the powder, you'd be so close to just being able to get all the way through. Although I guess Cane and Mushroom could pop up,
right? One thing we are also... Oh, Book. One thing we are... Well, never mind. I was gonna say we didn't have 100 rupees for Bottle Fender, but Rayvis now has 110.
And he gets the mirror.
Okay.
This is...
game.
they talk about a stacked Kakariko, and I think this goes right up there with the most of them.
These items are stacked like Lego blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, Red Aramir pointing out that it's a lot of mobility items too, between the boots, the flute, the mirror. It's on one hand, it's sure nice to be able to get everywhere. On the other, it might be a little daunting to figure out, like, where do you go at this point? You have so many options, like, right out the get. Or at least once we get to that Moon Pearl somewhere.
And with this sword that we now found, we are just a lamp away from Aga access. Wait, no, we also need Cape or Master.
Right, yeah, we'll need one more blade or a cape to get through the laser lock. There it is in the back of the tavern, alright. Never mind, Druid just getting a little ahead of himself.
Yeah, sorry.
Nah.
So I say...
it's gonna be a library lamp or something, right?
Shall I stay quiet for about 5 minutes and just let them get these items, get into go mode, and then I'm gonna start?
Yeah, right. And also, it didn't go unnoticed, at least by me. Lunchtime selling his good bee to the bottle vendor, making 100 rupees back. Pretty good pull there. And there's the Moon Pearl on the race game. Rayvis running from his bird and right on back. So yeah, as soon as they have the lamp, you gotta think they're gonna go to, well, at least lunchtime is gonna be thinking about it right away. Going straight up to Aga, get the hammer. You get just a ton of access at that point. And I can't imagine at that point that we're still gonna be looking for a glove, but it's obviously a possibility. Lunchtime, I'm gonna set up the bird and ditch as well. As he goes back. Alright, so what's in the dam today? Let's see. Got the mirror, so we'll erase the block here. And survey says just bombs. So map check, double checking. Gonna head over to Mini Moldorm Cave here. This Rayvis. Gosh, and he doesn't know about Lumberjack though, so this is gonna be a very different approach to the seed so far for him. Where with all but one of the items, we need that lamp. Unless lunchtime's comfortable in the dark, but I don't think he'll be that desperate for a while.
Ooh, a full magic refill drop. That's very helpful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Got that ice rod, might be able to put it to use. Big rupees here out of Mini Moldorm Cave. Just a few more needed to get to that magic number for Zora. Both of our runners gonna have plenty of magic fill and put that ice rod to use. Rayvis, rather than go to Ice Rod Cave, brings it right over to Warp 5, which gets him to Sahasrara and perhaps into Eastern Palace if he chooses to go.
I assume he will check on the way out the green pendant.
There's our keep. There he had the sword. Yeah, he may check in. Decides he'll find out when he gets there. Meanwhile, lunchtime, gonna head out the Ice Rod Cave now. Gets 50 bucks and has plenty of rupees if he had so desired to run it up to Zora, but is gonna opt out for now.
Rafe is deciding at this moment to not go into Desert Palace.
Yeah, having the book, it was an option. Having the boots, it was at least front clearable.
And lunchtime also floating to 5 after checking Ice Rod Cave. We'll also check Zastrala's Closet and maybe inside Eastern as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Rayvis ended up not going for it. I guess hoping for at least that bow before he dives in there, because you don't want to force the double dip if you don't need to. But we do find out that Palace of Darkness is our green pendant thanks to lunchtime checking in. Now we're off to the Bonk Rocks for Rayvis, and what will we see? Bombs. Yeah, it looks like after the Ice Rock Cave check, lunchtime's basically just kind of tracing. Oh, never mind. Into Desert Palace is he? And it looks like Rayvis will get the news. So what do we got open? We got the mountain. Obviously, we got this front part of desert.
We have Eastern.
Yeah. Rayvis hadn't gone to Ice Rod, but we know it was nothing major. You've got a couple of sequence breaks you can make with that Moon Pearl, in particular. Up through the waterfall wishing, and with the boots, you could even run out of what do you call the Ice Rock Cave to get the water walk to make it a little faster. Let's see what Desert Palace holds. Another sword.
The game is thinking, oh, you're gonna beat Aganim. Better stock up on items and everything.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Tempered Sword going up through the Aga climb is going to be nice. Some of those enemies do pack quite a lot of health. Rayvis now had ventured into the dark, saved the old man. Pulls his spin speed. Finds himself up the staircase there. Another bottle up on the ledge. And what is inside Spectacle Rock today? Money.
Ooh, lunchtime went for a dangerous spin speed there. And then noticed, oh, I don't have glove, I can't finish desert.
Yeah, but we give him full credit for it anyway. Thieves Town and Misery Mire are 5-6 crystals today. It looked like Pendant Swamp and I missed the other one. But it looks like our tracker, Dragon Strike, is on top of it with Pendant TR. Unless he was memeing on the finding the ice rod early.
It was a Pendant Ice Palace, if I saw correctly.
Ah. I got you. So we'll be Crystal TR. We do have that ice rod. A nice change of pace.
Oh, of course, we have Front of Escape.
Right, Front of Escape, and also I wasn't even thinking about the mirror getting us to the Tower of Hera. As Rayvis finds the mirror in the front here, or the map rather, in the front. And the big key in the back of the first floor. Gonna be able to continue on avoiding the need for fire, at least for now. Notably, the only dungeon we can finish.
Let's see what is in the Front of Escape.
Rayvis gonna bomb jump here while we're waiting on lunchtime to get to his first chest. Make some of his bombs back, and gonna be hoping for the other item off of the ooh, fire rod. Oh man. Okay, so what if logically fire rod's here, lamp is in the basement of Hera?
Oh.
That could be the item, or the seed throwing all the items at you and then going, okay, now run. But Rayvis taking down Moldorm, easy peasy. Gets a glove. All right. And there's our lamp.
So we have logical dark orb access through Aghanim now, and we need another glove upgrade to get without Aghanim. But since Aghanim is needed either way for Hammer, I think lunchtime is coming up ahead out of this at this moment in time.
Yeah, I think so. Going back up the mountain with your hammer once you have it is going to open a bunch more locations now that Rayvis had to abandon. And so he's going to, at the very least, be able to do those more efficiently in the future. Depending on how the seed shakes out, might not even ever have to make those checks anyway. We'll see. Might be able to just get into Hera and finish it. But yeah, lunchtime now with both of his fire items.
And we find the key in the back of Escape, so we know an item is right here. Oh, yep, $20.
$20. So Rayvis is going to push on through the dark for that, and then is going to end up finding his lamp after the fact in the basement of Escape, most likely. Probably going to kick himself a bit, but you know, is trying to do this as efficiently as he can with the knowledge he has. And when you get that key and you're comfortable with this, why not? As you can't quite see, but when the screen transitions hit, he's working his way straight on through this Escape in the dark.
So far, a really nice Aghanim Tower.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's just 3 rooms, but still really nice so far.
Absolutely, and yeah, putting that tempered sword to work. Along with the boots, taking advantage of, when he can, the straight and not bonk-heavy passages. I don't know anybody really quite dashes through the maze here. You gotta be pretty confident you're gonna be able to cancel. But now, Rayvis going to avoid Escape for just a little longer, as he has the shovel.
Rayvis is really trying to put away Aghanim 1 for a bit.
Yeah, especially after getting that glove off of Moldorm, thinking about, oh, if I can find mitts, you know, a couple of these one-off locations might be worth it if I can find mitts.
But it does look like Rayvis is now going for Escape. And then probably go to defeat Aghanim.
I should think so. That hammer, incredibly valuable item in terms of access, especially now that he has that glove. It's going to be, for a bit, that lunchtime only has the Aga portal for his Dark World access. Where having that glove off of Moldorm, once he gets that hammer, he's going to be able to go basically anywhere except for Dark Death Mountain. And of course, notably Ice Palace, but lacking some of the other requisite gear for that anyhow. See, lunchtime here, careful to line up his shots horizontally with Aghanim. Of course, chasing blue balls, you want to be in the horizontal axis there to avoid the spread. If you line up vertically, he will hit you.
That was the 3rd hit, I believe.
I think so. And there's number 4. I'll line that one up vertically, catches the... the question asking, why is Rayvis behind? That's relatively speaking It's a forced Aga seed for Hammer at Lumberjack. But yeah, climbed the mountain, got his power glove off of Moldorm, and Hammer on the ledge is going to put him in a unique position over lunchtime for a bit, depending on where that other glove ends up.
Also, depending on where lunchtime will go after this, or right now, basically.
Yeah, and what's on the side? Just bombs, so nothing big. Immediately wants that hammer, though. And you really can't blame him. You can save quit to Sank, and then if you really want to... Oh, right. Has the mirror, beat Aghanim. Beats a warp. Of course, with the recent modifications to the ROM, that's going to cost him an extra 1.5 seconds. We're going to see this Boots put the double work now by lunchtime, going to the Bonk Rocks for the bombs, then up to the Lumberjack tree. Get his hammer. It's not quite an axe, but, you know, close enough.
So, if lunchtime decides to go up the mountain with his hammer, he won't be able to go to East Death Mountain, which opens up quite a few items for him.
Absolutely. And if he goes through Hera first, you know, there's a higher chance, at least, in that concentrated area of finding those type bits. Could end up with the other half of the equation as well, or at least a part of it until he finds Hookshot. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's thinking. It's going to win him a power glove and a shovel, which leads to nothing from the ether tablet, if I remember correctly.
Rayvis coming up to their Aghanim 1 fight.
Yeah, pretty much once you have the hammer, the glove, and the moon pearl here, the route becomes a lot more textbook. It was pretty weird to start. We had just a smattering of items out of Kakariko, and so you can kind of take it any which way at first, which is where we got this divergence from. I think pretty much once they both end up with the glove and the hammer and the pearl, we're going to see this kind of come back together. We've got the full rundown of what things need to be done. We've got Crystal Skull, Crystal Thieves, we have the Fire Rod, we have the hammer. It's probably going to begin somewhere up there and sweep the rest of Hyrule for the items. We'll see if anybody wants to dive a pendant pod for the O2 common chance of the bow. What do you think here? Where do these runners end up first?
I think Rayvis will want to go to Village of Outcast area, and lunchtime will get his gloves and then go to Eastern Death Mountain.
Yep.
A clean Aghanim 1 from Rayvis here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a relatively simple affair in that fight, but definitely not without some subtleties to make it, as you said, good and clean there. We're getting a catfish check. Well, for Rayvis here. Figures with the boots, you know, he's in the opportunity, or has the opportunity rather, to get up here about as quickly as he possibly could. And with the mirror, at the very least, might decide to turn it into the Zora check as well. With this particular setup and no flippers, unless he gets them here, won't be able to manage the waterfall wishing on the ledge.
And lunchtime play. Oh!
Okay. At the end of the river, there's a treasure which turns you into a fish. And there it is. All right, so here we go. 3 more checks added to the roster. We got an Ether Medallion. And sorry, what was that about lunchtime?
Lunchtime tried to bomb jump to East Hera Big Chest, and he fell into the hole.
Oh, and that's the double.
stories.
Yeah, oof. That's a bummer. But you go for it when you can to save the time. Sometimes you're just off by a bit. But yeah, piece of heart on the ledge there. And the boots and the flippers. I'm gonna send. Oh, and the bonks. Gonna send Rayvis right around the top here to Zora.
What will we pay 500 rupees for today?
A bottle. We already had a bottle, but this one has a potion in it. At like 3x markup.
Is it a blue potion? Would it be water in this case?
That Zora River water, you know, with the healing and magical restoration properties.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Well, Zora would sell it apparently, so I guess you're in luck. But yeah, a remark from chat saying with the crystals being what they are, you almost don't even want to see those flippers, and I don't disagree. Logically now, Ice Palace and parts of Skull Woods are available. Well, waiting on the myths for Ice Palace, but still. You always want to avoid your pendant dungeons, and now you might not get to, but we'll see.
Both our runners now have the hammer, and lunchtime is in Eastern Death Mountain. Gonna pick up, I believe, 7 items. And Rayvis is going to Ice Rock Cave.
Ah, yeah, having put it off for a while, let's check. We got the flutes, the boots. It makes it a pretty good check. Oh. Select over menu. Comes back to it. At lunchtime, I'm gonna pop in from the bottom of the Paradox Cave, or the middle, depending on how you identify it. Down the stairs, middle. Hence the Paradox. Scores a mushroom, 20 bucks.
The good thing about him finding the mushroom here is it'll send him towards Catfish. In the light world though, but it will send him towards his flippers.
Yeah, we'll see if he decides that he may be able to make good on that the save and quit spot. If he gets to the Dark World and saves and quits, he'll be on the Pyramid, which could, depending on where he's at, accelerate his routing, basically.
And we have found our final 4th bottle. It was in Paradox Cave.
Interesting. There's plenty of safety to be had if you're the shopping type. We'll see. Oh. And we'll get that mushroom check just immediately here. While Rayvis looks to be starting up the sort of traditional route at the hammer and the glove. Lunchtime, I'm gonna stock one of his bottles as he prepares to fly away again. Alright, chat, quick. What's in the cave? What's in the cave? Just rupees. Nothing. Nothing is in the cave. Those came in about halfway through, but I'll give you full credit. It really wasn't much. Restored his bombs. He could have placed 10 bombs. And we got them all back.
I see in chat somebody said worthless about the cave. Well, there was more than 60 rupees in there, so it's not exactly worthless.
Progressive rupees, someone called. Yeah, seeing a little more divergence here is Rayvis opening up Pendant Swamp, really feeling something here, I guess. In the meantime, Lunch is heading into a Crystal Skull Woods. He's got that fire rod. He's got a sword. He can make it to the back of this if he chooses. And there are the Titan's mitts. Oh boy.
Oh. So with these mitts, he can go anywhere in the light world. Anywhere in the dark world.
Yep, the only thing that he can't quite get to yet is the Ice Palace.
And he can only get one true chest in Swamp.
Right, which we're seeing Rayvis push through now. Jim asking who's on the left side. We'll see if he goes that far in the swamp yet, but I know what you're asking. And here I thought he was well known in the German racing. Alright. Oh, a little side shot action there from Solarin. Oh, man. Going all the way here in the left side swamp. Oh. Oh. Quickly. Oh, no. He makes it, though. All right.
Ooh, that was really close.
Yeah, a couple of missteps there, but he got it. We're all good. The side shot, the overshot, the bonk, the return. We'll call it a swag strat.
It was just to build up the suspense.
Right. Yeah, this Mothhill fight, a little dicey with the health, but with the gear, you're doing okay. And he does have the potions. Kind of knew what he was in for here. There it is. Yeah, Mothhill not having really all that, but because of the weirder parts to that fight, mainly the moving spikes, there's almost an RNG factor to his health bar, depending on what he ends up overlapping with.
And we'll see if left side swamp has something
Ooh,
useful.
All right, and we got one more chance. Wow.
So
Left side swamp bow. Depending on where the other one is, this could be real gross.
this is potentially required pendant swamp palace dip on left side even.
Right, so who knows where the hook is, too, on top of that. Like, it could be a gross hook that keeps you out of here. Alright, Big Key's gonna run back, a little bit of suspense. And the head check from lunchtime here was just couch cash. Move along. Alright, so a boat. Left side swamp.
I think Rayvis will head on to Eastern Palace next to just to clear it. It's a crystal. You can think about next things to do on your list.
Right, and quickly though, it looks like he'll go to the Bombos tablet. When else would you, I guess? And yeah, we'll see what he decides to do about Palace of Darkness, too. So we've got Powder as the other item out of Skull Woods.
So far, both runners have something the other does not yet have, which is Titans and now also, or Titans and which is Titans for lunchtime and Flippers and Bow for Rayvis.
Yeah, and now Rayvis entering Desert Palace is going to even out the sword count too, presumably. Having the gloves and the fire here is going to finish the dungeon, which is something lunchtime couldn't do earlier. And Rayvis showing a good bit of precision with these boots. Good strong plays the key dash, which I'm sad I missed out of Swamp. And now some very precise canceling, avoiding hitboxes from the Igors and all that. Speaking of dashing, Thieves Town, an absolute joy. Just look at all them hallways. Look at them. Oh, Fire Bar has something to say about that, though. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, the difference in items here is slim but not insignificant in terms of what it opens. And now with the hammer, the pearl, the glove, the routes will most likely converge and catch up to each other eventually. I'd say the biggest two right now are probably on Rayvis' side, though. Like, Rayvis has to go to Skullwood, so he's going to get the Titans. He's going to get the powder, most likely, if that ends up being anything worse. Left side Swamp and Catfish are plays that runners try to avoid because of the time. And they both ended up paying off big for Rayvis here. Oh, a couple of fire rod dashes there for you.
Always smooth to see fire rod dashes.
Yeah, those in the Cane of Samaria dashes look great. Cane of Burn is pretty good too. More money coming out of Thieves Town. Oh, and this is one cycle by a couple of errors, but all the places that fire rod hitbox goes, it happens to go right around those landmos. He smacks up those mold norms and gets another crystal. Runner's tied at 2 apiece. And Duke Live's asking if anybody else thinks the what I've heard called Patrick Stars look like Bubble Buddy from the same show. And I guess not too far off. One internet point. Anybody who can tell me what the name of those things actually is, though, I always forget.
And so far, Feast and Dip, nothing that is coming out of it, except for the crystal.
Yeah, it looks like it's been pretty much bunk. But again, a required dip or a required fight. So just running the script here, easy peasy. There it goes. Good for a piece of heart and a third crystal. Rayvis, in the meantime, is going to take a little bit of time here in another pendant. After the gusto to go do a pendant swamp all the way to the left side with no hookshot, not terribly surprised. We'll see how far he decides to go. What do you think? Green pendant here? Definitely enticing, but we've also got Eastern you could full clear and get a crystal from. I don't know, it's like, when would you come back, I guess? Do you make this play, though? Do you do all a pod?
Pod has a lot of items, and being here you can mirror straight to Eastern, and after Eastern you can turn in the green pendant, so I think Rayvis is going to full clear it, and then do Eastern, then go turn in the green pendant.
Yeah, that seems pretty fair. I mean, plenty of items to have here, right? All 5 of them potentially could be, inching us closer to our go mode. I think at this point, really, we need, based on the stuff we don't know the location of, we need red cane. I think is really it, plus minus some medallions.
And 28 digs for lunchtime for a vanilla piece of heart.
Yeah, did game do that? It seems like it seems like it's only ever 25 plus or less than 5.
And Rayvis, Rayvis found Cane of Samaria.
Wow. All right, so once he gets to Skull Woods, pretty much, and Hookshot, just for the top of the tower, unless he knows the balance of the hover. So yeah. All right, so technically an item off.
I don't kind of not want to say it, but with 2 items, key items being in pendant dungeons, would another key item be in the last?
It could be a Hookshot in Ice Palace. Or the medallions from Mire and Turtle Rock.
And to answer a question from chat, we do not yet know the medallions from Mire or TR.
And the question from chat wondering if this one's over, basically, and the answer is no. We got medallions at large, and they could be a lot of places. Along with that Hookshot now is, well, we already been through Swamp, so that's pretty much up in the air too.
And interesting to see, Rayvis decides to not clear Palace of Darkness, thinking I found enough. Or I think that he thinks he's found enough.
Yeah, likely the thought process. We'll see. He knows he's very close to go mode. There's that. Well, I guess it's what, a third and a third for a 9th chance that he's got the medallions he needs already. And there's one of the others in the south of Grove Cave, likely spot on Rayvis' route when he gets around to that region. So Again, right now, those pendant dives seeming to be the big factor, but a couple of items still up in the air as far as tracking them down. The question if he skipped mitts, I wouldn't say so. Just hasn't been the skull woods yet where they were found, along with the powder. As lunchtime leaves bombs there on the ground in the dig spot.
Lunchtime is gonna couple this lunchbox or purple chest turn in with Bomba's tablet.
I like that, calling it the lunchbox, especially with him running. Only 20 rupees this time, though.
I guess that's enough to buy lunch with.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exchange rate is. I don't think there's any food for sale in the game, so we'll never know.
Bad joke incoming. It is lunchtime, by the way, so he now has his lunchbox. He got his lunch money from his lunchbox. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, I guess so. Now that I think about it, if a potion is 60 rupees, I can't imagine lunch is any more than 5.
And with Rayvis coming close to the end of Eastern, where do you think he will go next?
Well, at this rate, maybe he goes back for the green pendant and pod, who knows? We'll have to see. But with the kit he's got, I think he's gonna make his way over to the village finally and kind of finish up the items he needs. He doesn't have those mitts, so he can't make like a crazy play to Turtle Rock or anything. And he certainly can't get the, the Mire area as lunchtime is now.
There is the flute, so this is probably a Skullwoods Thieves Town dip.
Looks like it. Meanwhile, back in desert now for lunchtime.
And Wraith is also deciding to clear Eastern, no, Skullwoods from the start instead of back to front.
Yeah, with that change with V31 that I'm sure you've all heard about at this point, that pinball room chest isn't guaranteed the key anymore, but the check pays off as he gets the key off the right side here. He's going to continue the loop. We do know the big key is on Mothula for the powder out of the big chest, and so he'll be on his way back out, and most likely will make the check. We'll see if he goes sprinkle spice into the soup then.
And a nice land modus fight from lunchtime.
Yeah, it gets it done with the sword and rod there.
And Meyer medallion is Ether, which Rayvis has. So that's one medallion requirement, not at the moment for Rayvis.
I'm blanking on where it was.
Yeah, me too. I want to say Death Mountain.
I vaguely remember that too. Oh, Waterfall Fairy, thanks to our tracker, Dragon Strike.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember the location with 2 chests, and so I was thinking downstairs Paradox, but now we're on, and really, lunchtime hadn't gone back of escape yet. But here he goes, and there wasn't much there. And someone calling the flippers off catfish required. Not quite yet. We haven't seen the other bow. If that ends up in a spot behind a bow itself, then it would be.
Well, with Ether being in Waterfall, it's logically required for Ether.
Of course. Sorry, no.
There is a way around it.
Mine is right, yeah. I take that fake flipper for granted.
You'd always take it for granted, unless you don't have the Moon Pearl. Then you're sitting there like, yes, but no.
Right. Now with those mitts, Rayvis gonna make his way into the mire area. The world quite his oyster at this point. We'll have to see what the Turtle Rock check is, or the medallion. Where is that hookshot?
I missed what was in Graveyard Edge.
I looked away for a sec too. Call it with a piece of heart. Thank you.
Oh, lunchtime going for a fake flipper setup. That's it. Ooh, that's a very fancy way, in my opinion, to do fake flippers. He's gonna get his real flippers this way.
Yeah, that's quite the setup. And yeah, what a scene and place to do it in there to end up routing into catfish for his flips, so it's gonna pay off. And you know, again, this side of the world gonna be able to get into that waterfall wishing, gonna score that ether medallion. It's gonna start to even things out a bit. That bow in swamp may still end up required. We'll see. But I don't know if he's gonna dive pod so quickly for the Cane of Samaria. Although considering it further, he's really gone quite a number of places and is running out, so it may just be a question of swamp or pod first.
And we have seen at least one item from Meyer. There's probably another one still on the loose or the big key.
Yeah, we'll see where the second item ends up. He got his big key out of the middle section, which means it could be over in that big chest, but he's going to take the look at the cutscene now, because, well, otherwise you got to walk all the way back over here. Lunchtime, little flippers checks now. Has the mitts, the bombos, the fire rod, the hammer. Might be going into Ice Palace after this, we'll see.
I think me personally, and maybe others too, would prefer a swamp dip over a ice dip. Just because it has more items, and in my opinion, it's easier.
Agreed on both counts. It looks like what we're actually going to get, maybe the trip into Misery Mire. We know this ends somewhat badly for lunchtime now that we've seen both items as Rayvis gets a heart container. And the Cane of Samaria is over in the Palace of Darkness. So he will be double dipping this dungeon.
Oh, and we got spooky action on Rayvis' side.
Very nice, very nice. And the finish. That middle section there, trying to get the anti-fairy off the switch peg, seems to be the tricky one. A pretty old regular Vitreous fight there when you've got the cape and the half magic. Nearly running out of arrows in the second phase as he takes down Vitreous.
And just 2 crystals away for Rayvis. One being Thieves' Town, the other being Turtle Rock. And he might already be in... No, he needs Hookshot. He needs Hookshot and maybe 1 medallion for Turtle Rock entry.
It's true. And we haven't seen the Quake medallion at all, but we know that Ether was Waterfall of Wishing, which they both have now, and Vamos is sitting on the Grove Ledge. This...
I think a TR check.
I guess, you know, it's the information, right? Knowing whether or not you need the other medallions.
together with the rest of the items on Eastern Dark East Death Mountain. Oh, and Lunchtime is making the play into Swamp here. Gonna grab up his bow.
That's going to bode well, as we haven't seen the other one yet. And probably is going to put in Lunchtime's mind the idea of going over to finish up Eastern, putting him in the neighborhood of Palace of Darkness, and of course that King Samaria. So looks like things will start to turn out well for Lunchtime in just a moment. Depending on, I can't imagine you make this dive without the hook not meaning to do the left side.
And the Turtle Rock Medallion is bombos, so we know Rayvis is gonna need to go to. Oh, there's Quake. But he's gonna need to go to south of Grove Ledge to get that, which he might forget because he has done Digging Spot. He has not yet done Flute Kid. Stumpy.
Right, yeah, and probably sometime around getting down to Thieves Town, we'll do that. We'll see. It's a little bit out of the way, I guess, but yeah, notably having not gone up for Stumpy, at least that I remember either. And now just seeing more tracking over each other's steps here. This chat's having some fun figuring out Rayvis' skill set.
Rayvis is finishing up his mountain checks, both light and dark world. Where would you think he's going next? I want to say Thieves Town.
Yeah, you figure he's got to go for that crystal. You want to plan for the success. On top of the fact that he'll have both of his red crystals at that point. Maybe Hookshot's a Pyramid Fairy. You hope, for his sake, that he'll manage to get to the south of Grove Ledge to get his Bombos medallion. But in the meantime, has to be planning for finishing the seed and kind of hoping for the best as he flutes to the village here. Lunchtime, taking a little abuse on the way over to that other drop. Thankfully, none of it on the way down the hole.
I'm thinking, we know there's nothing in Thieves, or Hookshot is not in Thieves Town. So that means it's most likely Hookshot in either Turtle Rock, being locked behind bombos, or
yeah, Turtle Rock could be in GT somewhere. I don't think either runner's done Spike Cave.
Ooh.
And Rixus really wanting us to name the other pendant dungeon. But whatever.
There's another pendant dungeon?
Well, they already did escape.
Oh, it could... Hookshot could be on green pendant.
Oh, it could. It could.
That would be awful for Rayvis. I see. That's probably one of the last things he's gonna want to check.
Yeah, after doing a part of it earlier, scoring Icana Samaria, ducking out, it's one of those things where you've made the quote-unquote gamble on it not being in the rest of that pendant dungeon. So you want to kind of live up to that and not go back.
Let's see if lunchtime is gonna decide to full clear Palace of Darkness here. Oh, instead decides to mirror to Eastern and finish it. Smart choice. Let's see if after that he will decide to do Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, I like this route here for, again, that sort of optimism. You want to do your Crystal Dungeon, and if you're lucky, the item's in here. If not, well, you got the mirror portal set up and you're good to go on those 5 other, and even 6 with the green pendant items there. We'll see if he ends up finishing the whole shebang.
Because item-wise, the only difference right now is Bombos and Cane of Samaria. That lunchtime has Bombos and Rayvis has Cane.
Right. Neither of them quite able to get started on their Turtle Rock. Yeah, this hookshot location likely going to be a big deciding factor in the outcome still. Being at large for both runners, it's going to be a bit.
Let's see the scripted blind fight from Rayvis.
Easy every time. We'll see, does Rayvis head south? He's going to finish the village of Outcast at least, but how much of the rest of what's down here in the Dark World will he bother with? He's got to get to that Grove Cave.
It seems like he's going to do Smith Chain, which will lead into South of Grove. So I think Rayvis is going to go... Well, question, would Rayvis abandon Smith Chain because he got Bombos?
There's a possibility there. I mean, with the mirror, the flute, the way you turn in the purple chest could be quickly.
And he has already checked Bombo's tablet, so
Right,
he does not
yeah,
have
so
a
just one more
incentive to.
reason not to, yeah. This could be a thing.
We know it would be the right call, but he doesn't.
Right, he's searching for that Bombos without any idea where it will be, knowing the only place it can't be is inside a Turtle Rock and things beyond it.
And Lunchtime did decide to dip into Palace of Darkness. Let's see where Rayvis is going. Gonna finish the purple chest, the Smith chain. In hope. Oh! He's leaving behind the box. So he's gonna do Stumpy, I think, and then Mirror go to. Oh, he's doing the invisible turn in. So, what he's gonna do, he does not have the lunchbox following him at the moment, the purple chest, but now that he mirrors, he's gonna have the follower mode, which is the lunchbox, for just a bit, and he can still turn it in. Because after you mirror, the game still thinks you still have a follower, which is the lunchbox, for a bit after it, and it only gets cleared like little after. That's why he can still exchange the box, or let the box be opened. And I really like this routing of Rayvis going straight for the Pyramid Ferry here. And to answer a question from chat, Rayvis, if he knows how to hover, you could say he's in go mode, but you need logically you need Hookshot for top of GT. Bombs and heart. This means that it's either Ice Palace, Turtle Rock, or GT. Or Spy Cave.
Yeah, it could be Spike Cave, we'll see. Meanwhile, getting that mushroom turn in while lunchtime is going to complete Misery Mire at this point. Up the mountain, we'll see, does he stop in Spike Cave on the way? It's kind of a, I don't know, it's not necessarily a lengthy check, especially when this is your TR axis. But if he does it, he'll save and quit anyway, so... Actually, no, you don't do it here because you end up on the pyramid.
Do we know if there's until an item around in Hera.
We got them both. It was, I forget what the first item was, but I remember mentioning that he might need to go to the basement and didn't have the fire, and then the gloves popped up off of both.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I think it's Compass in the basement there. That would have been spicy though. And no capes for lunchtime. Just goes right in, takes the hits off the goo. Runs out of arrows in the Vitreous fight. Let's see. What is in Turtle Rock?
Both runners are now in the mode where they only need Hookshot, logically. And lunchtime is heading over to... No. He's going to Ice Palace?
I think so. Oh, baby. After, I guess, catching up. Oh, once the arrow refill. Ah, true story. May go to Ice Palace anyway. Let's see.
Nope, fluting away.
Baited. I was gonna say, are we really gonna get all the pendant dungeons for this one just because they've been paying off so large? Rayvis opting for a little bit of tennis there, cutting the dash short.
And we find the bug net.
I don't think that quite reaches across the Moldom 2 gap.
Just lay it out like a ladder. Use the net, like the ropes, make a big rope out of it. Nah.
Yeah, something like that. And also notably, lunchtime did ditch back a pod, as Rixus also texted that into chat. He's heading up now, gonna be looking in, Oh, there's the other bow here out of Turtle Rock. Let's see, for the trouble all that was worth, I think that does make that bow out of Swamp required because you needed ether to get in here. Well, mostly required. Technically, yeah. You probably were gonna get it either way. Or, oh yeah, I'm mixing that up. My bad. You flippers, you were probably just gonna go to Swamp. The bow was to get Kane out of pod. Yeah, that's my bad. I got tangled up in the logic. Still no sign of Hookshot here, as Rayvis has made his way deep into Turtle Rock at this point. Got the Mimic Cave. Even took the time to do the big chest first, just in case. He pops back out.
Let's see, Laser Bridge coming up shortly for chests.
Yeah, classic location.
Will it have our beloved Hookshot?
Where you have the boots, both are bows. Gosh, what else is there to be there? There's gotta be something.
A shield?
Of course. I think we saw one, oh gosh, where was it? There's some place you could ignore it, and so they have. But there's one.
And Lunchtime got one as well, and the last one was in Desert Palace.
Right, on the torch, yeah.
And chat pointing out the last shield was in King's Tomb. And we did not get our Hookshot on Laser Bridge. Cane Dash.
Always fun to see. And with the kit we have, he's starting off with the ice rod here, pretty standard. Will he go for the back? He will. We're gonna try the zero cycle.
Didn't get it.
Just the tiniest delay getting the hits in on the ice head, since that technically doing one cycle.
Will this be Hookshot? No.
Nope, just a vanilla sort of heart container. Chat asking, oh, is he gonna search GT? Most likely. You got a lot of chests in GT. And even a lot of chests on the way up before you really need that Hookshot. You add those in. But I think it's likely he'll do that. Maybe, you know, might try to, well, yeah, I guess left side gonna be a bit of an issue with that big one.
What if Hookshot is not in GT? We have Ice Palace left, we have Green Pendant left, and we have Hookshot Cave, but that's not logically accessible without Hookshot. We have Spike Cave. Did we check Bumper Ledge?
Ice. We did see Bumper. I believe it was money.
I see someone very optimistic. Hookshot on Torch. Sadly, that is not the case at this moment.
Rayvis doing the bonk logic.
Now over to right side.
Yeah, bonks are a crucial part of the logic. And Sonic turns into Mario for just a moment before he begins dodging all the tiles.
Meanwhile, Lunchtime finished up Turtle Rock and is now going to be headed towards Ganon's Tower as well.
Yeah, I'm almost certainly going to be checking here.
Gets through. 4 chests coming up here for Rayvis. Nope. That's the big key. Nope. Ooh.
Oh man. There's like the chance it could be upstairs now.
I believe there's 4 chests on the climb. So that's...
Yeah, 2 in the Helma, 1 where you usually powder and get your last magic refill. And I guess technically it could still be down here even, but yeah. 3 pre-hookshot, yeah.
Let's see, we have 4 chests right here, plus the big chest.
Oh, yeah, the
big chest.
Ah.
Nope. That would have been fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That chest almost never gets checked in an open mode seed.
Not here.
Still on the hunt. We're gonna see a nice armor fight here. Plenty of silver arrows, likely the strategy.
Silver arrows.
Notable directional issues today, but that's all right. Get them done.
Nope. Nope. And oh. 3 more chests that are available.
The absolute madman makes the climb.
Lunchtime going for a bomb jump setup.
Oh man. I mean, bomb jumps are never in the logic, so we're seeing him looking for the big key here. We know it's over on the right side.
Lunchtime now gonna continue on with right side.
Gonna save some time not having to do tile work there. Although I'll wonder if at the end of this comes back to it looking for Hookshot.
Really nice first part of the climb of GT.
Oh, and the fireball shooter knocks Rayvis off of this cycle for the land mows. Chat hoping now for the learn to hover face off. We'll see. There's still a chance that the hookshot is actually up here. Both runners now on the way up. I'm not familiar with Lunchtime skill set. I know that Rayvis doesn't necessarily fancy himself a hover, but maybe is willing to try it for a win.
Chad is pointing out the possible routing if no hookshot on this climb. And I want to agree with it. Mirror Spike Cave, then Safe Quit to Ice Palace, which I believe would be the best call you could make.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, getting to Spike Cave otherwise, it's pretty much like gonna be your last check, and you're already basically right there, so.
2. Okay, one more chest. Here's to hoping.
Here's to hoping.
Bless RNGs in chat.
$20.
Ooh. Oh, Rayvis is gonna try a hover.
Looks like it.
Probably.
Or with the bomb, maybe the bounce.
He's going for a hover.
Alright, here's the hover. Let's see.
Tries it once and
Just a
decides,
one.
nope, not worth it.
Alright, we'll see what kind of gumption Lunchtime brings to the situation. But down to Spike Cave now. And yeah, if you made it all that way to the room right before Moldon 2, you may as well, I guess, give it one try, even if you never have before.
If it's not here nor Ice Palace, where could it be? Green Pendant?
Green Pendant, I would guess. Other than that, a place that I've lost track of.
I'm trying to think if we have any place that we have not checked. What is lunch? Oh, Lunchtime is up attempting the hover.
It takes a fall, we'll see. Apparently Lunchtime didn't even check the chest in Mini Helma. I did look away.
Oh, Brave is deciding Palace of Darkness, Green Pendant, is more worth than Ice Palace. It's a quicker check, to be fair.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, you got the boots to take advantage of all these long straights. It's the Green Pendant right here, so getting it back over to Saha is pretty quick. And then Ice Palace, I think, has a certain psychic weight. Lunchtime's gonna keep going with the hover attempt.
Ooh.
Oh, that was looking sharp for a bit.
Oh.
Ice Rod dash for you. Gonna go into our Helmasaur fight. Onto the turtles. Nice dash to finish the room. Lunchtime. Getting closer.
Lunchtime not giving up.
Yeah, you gotta admire the perseverance, that's for sure. This down goes Helmasaur for Ray. Let's see what he's got. I wasn't counting items earlier, so could just be a map. A compass. That was close. But the green pendant, and we'll see what Sahasrara has.
That's one item.
Might just be me, but I think you can kind of tell Lunchtime's getting nervous. He understands the fire he's playing with. The time he spends here is not spent making any checks, but it could be spent winning the race.
Ooh, 10 arrows at Sahasrara. So this
Saha,
is
please.
Ice Palace. All
Yeah,
that's
I
left.
think that's all that's left. We got 3 items in there, so we could find Cane of Burna. We know Powder is in Skull Woods. Gosh, what else is there? We had all the bottles. Got both boomerangs.
Zora's checked. Oh, Skullwood's big.
Yeah, it's gonna be Powder for Ray. He
Oh.
skipped it. There it goes.
And another attempt coming in from Asder, from Lunchtime.
And yeah, nothing on Magic Bat. That was checked very early.
Rayvis is putting off Ice Palace for the longest time at this moment. And Lunchtime showing their frustration by bonking against the wall.
Yeah, can't blame them at this point. I don't know what their track record is with the hover. I don't know what level of shooting for the moon this is for them, but you know, you hope you get a little further than this at this point for sure.
You also have to deal with fatigue of your fingers. It depends on your strategy to hover, but most strategies use 2 fingers and go back and forth, and that can be very fatiguing.
Yeah, it's definitely about as strenuous as anything could be that you do with just your hand like that. Mashing those buttons back and forth, the precise timing, probably sore in the tips at that point. Although I've seen someone play it more like a guitar. We'll see. We know there's nothing here on Magic Bat, but Ray doesn't know until just now.
Both of these runners must be in suspense so much right now. Rayvis, because I'm missing the Hookshot. Where could it be? The other runner probably has it already. And Lunchtime, like, I'm failing this. Why has Rayvis? Where is Rayvis?
Yeah, and Rayvis probably thinking, oh geez, where did I leave Hookshot? You know, knowing that there's gotta be, you know, some places opponents certainly went. But go figure, all 3 pendant dungeons coming up big in this one. And then you could say all 4, even if you're inclined to count escape among that.
Rayvis is going to check. Oh, big in game.
I thought he had. Maybe. Well, doesn't hurt to be sure, I guess. Hadn't done it. There we go.
And to answer the question from chat, it is confirmed not pedestal because we checked it with the book, and because Swamp Palace is a pendant. Rafe is going to Ice Palace, which I think is the last location he has left? Question mark.
Yeah, I think so. Three items here in Ice Palace. One of them might be the Hookshot. Might be a big 20. Could be 3 big 20s. Well, actually, at this point, might be logically out of big 20s. But lunchtime continues here. The tension is mounting.
And penguins are in the bomb drop.
Yeah,
A bit
about it?
late in the sea to get bombs. You're comfortable on 10 bombs right now, but always nice to have more, I guess.
Yep, and even more there. 1 item now out of that first chest. 2 to go here in a handful or so of chests. And I think at this point, yeah, we're pretty sure it's here somewhere. Or else everyone forgot something.
Well, if it is really in here, then all pendant dungeons were required to be dipped.
Yup, and Escape was packing both fire sources. So really, it was a dungeon-heavy progression today. There's definitely some stuff in the overworld, but like pretty much all the big heavy-hitting stuff was in or linked to dungeons, with like Hammer, for example, being at Lumberjack. Oh, the spin clip down the stairs. Grabbing the key, gonna take the alternate route. Doesn't want to clear the dungeon, wants to get the items.
What is the current score on lunchtime versus Moldarm?
I'm not sure, but Lunch hasn't died to him yet, so I'm pretty sure he's winning. And as they're asking, do we know for sure? I mean, in as much as there's nothing else to check, yeah. Unless we're all forgetting something. But I think they've been everywhere.
So we have iced tea room left. We have big chest. We have cold stare. Oh, he gets the second time as well. And there it is.
Wow.
All pendant dungeons required. Would you say that this is a big development?
No! No! He was so close. I'm sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, he was really close. Yeah, I saw it on stream. I just made a lame joke, don't. It doesn't matter much.
Sure it does. Make it again. Oh, Lunch getting so close now. Oh.
The difference right now is, can lunchtime make the hover within the GT climb for Rayvis?
Yeah, like this still has the opportunity to be very, very close. And Lunchtime is showing a ton of progress here. Had a couple of really strong attempts at first, then to be honest, a significant lull, and then has been making it further and further now.
Ooh, gets knocked down.
Rayvis on the second climb now. Gonna use that hookshot, baby.
This is getting really close.
Someone bringing up the magic use from Powder. I mean, the rate at which that would have to happen is pretty slow, but it's technically a thing that could happen. I forget which potions he has left.
I think he might have one blue left. What would be the most epic is if Lunchtime makes the hover just as Rayvis hookshots across.
At this rate, that may very well be what we see here. Because Rayvis is entering land mode 2-2. Lunchtime now, feeling the frustration. Taking some hits from Moldorm now.
How long has Lunchtime been at it for so far? This has to be at least 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 or 15 at this point.
That's rough. That's so rough on your fingers as well.
Yeah. Pretty intense workout there. And to his credit, making some more progress later in it, you know, so not getting, you know, the fatigue not setting in too much, but at the same time, the progress leaving him frustrated.
It's getting close. You can do this lunchtime.
Yeah, it's coming down to this. This is basically where Ray passes and Havoc going for the items. And Ray taking his time, waiting for Moldon to show the tail. There it is.
One fall on Ganon can, if lunchtime makes the hover, can make all the difference.
Yeah, at this point, it's definitely a still close, but getting to be a tougher case to make. As Rayvis puts in a little bit of music with the hook shot there, gets a shot in the first frame.
Ooh, and a nice triple there.
And loads it up. Again there, probably only counting for the one. Yeah. So we're gonna have Ganon fight starting up just past the hour 50 mark.
Rayvis has started on the Ganon fight. Getting a quick phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah, the butter sword here, the red mail, not too much to worry about, not to mention the half magic. I believe he still has a potion as well, as long as he sneaks it in. I don't know if he grabbed a fairy. But silver arrows to boot, pretty much this is just the hundo fight. As lunchtime continues, now down to very few hearts, gonna powder, grab the fairy.
That was a double on Ganon. That's a single, just one more arrow.
There
And that's the... Put your GGs in chat for Rayvis as he's about to cross the gap. And I really want to say, put your, give all your encouragement and everything to lunchtime for trying for so long on the hover.
The value in Ice Palaces.
And Rayvis has finished in first, as we know, with a time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 38 seconds. And lunchtime has decided to forfeit the race. We're going to look to see their next game coming up. I don't know when, but that's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. And we are joined now by our winner, Rayvis. GG. Congrats. And
GG.
well, we saw the exchange here in the SRL chat. You are, of course, this being on the delay, you are aware what lunchtime spent his time doing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this outcome?
I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I was sure I'm going to lose, obviously. I mean, so I have to say one thing. First of all, I had to try one hover because when I was at SG Live, I had great teachers in the lane and gem, and they really told me how to do it. Unfortunately, I am not really consistent with that, and I practiced a lot before we had a flight back to Germany. And in, I think, these 3.5 hours or 4 hours, constantly save stating and load stating, mashing my controller, it worked twice. So at least I had to try the lucky one or not getting it. But
yeah, I mean, getting all the way up the climb, you figure, all right, what's one more room? A very quick Moldorm 2 fight and see if it works. Because, well, I think it was about an extra 20 minutes onto the seed between the search or the possibility of making the hover. So, would have been a 20-minute time save, I guess.
Yeah,
Either
and
way.
I mean, the thing is, the GT Biki layout was okay with Hookshot being up there. I was actually shocked. And I was like, do you go up now or not? I mean, what am I gonna do? I didn't know if lunchtime can hover, to be fair, but I kind of thought he can, so I had to gamble for everything. But
Yeah, I mean, when
yeah.
you got your tournament life on the line, I mean, not like it was a win or die situation, but you
Yeah, I
want to
mean, you want to
take
get
the edge you
start good
can.
into it. Yeah, you want to start good into a tournament, right?
Absolutely.
And matches
Yeah, and
versus
you pulled out every chest you could from the bottom, and even bonking all the way down to the firebar room. So yeah, sharp thinking, knowing okay, it's going to be the key in the tile room. I'll sit and I'll wait, and then getting on through to find that big key. Lunch actually did bomb jump into the Stalfos room, so skip tile room, but again, didn't make the decision to go out for the hook shot. So ultimately plays out in your favor.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ice Palace is such a thing. I thought, okay, my opponent might last locate the bow because I got the flippers. I was thinking about what I'm doing if I'm doing something before picking up the hammer, but I felt like, okay, if lunchtime went early into the castle and knowing where the hammer is, he's probably not going to be able to do catfish. And I got the glove, which was risky on Moldon. So I wanted to give it a shot, and then I said, okay, I see the pendants, and I know what I'm gonna look for. So I probably want to dip swamp right now. Even everything is open. Do that early. Try to get an advantage. If there's nothing, well, you might look for the hookshot anyway in the end. So, and then I see the bow, and I was like, oh dang, that is an absolute great find.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty wild. So what was the deciding factor? What was the thing that tipped it to making the pendant no hook swamp play?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I felt like the gloves were kind of an advantage, so I checked catfish, and it was the flippers. I was like, okay, I am checking every flipper location. Let's see, nothing besides ether. Well, I didn't know if ether was required or not. So I thought, okay, well, I mean, we don't need the flippers for ice, but I found them, and I feel like these flippers are a good advantage for me. So just try it. It's game one. It can work. It cannot work. It was a ballsy play for sure. It kind of worked, and it kind of didn't work. I don't know how much it brought me ahead, but I felt like my opponent might have double dipped Eastern maybe.
I think they ended up single on Eastern, but still, that bow ended up being a much later find for lunch. So I would say it definitely played out. It sounds like basically what you're saying, pretty much just following the fortune, right? Got the gloves, follow them to the flippers, follow them to the there's got to be something, right? And
well, I mean, I had everything. Like, holy smokes.
Yeah, it was a very packed early game. When you didn't check the lumberjack and lunch had, we wondered when you would get back there, but then figuring with the boots, probably, and you did just kind of loop it into the bonk rocks and everything else. But yeah, how about it? The of course the seed where you check all the pendant dungeons, but the one your last pendant dungeon it figures for open mode, huh?
So yeah, I kind of was worried that lunchtime might go into pod, finding the Samoria locked behind the bow, and just dip Totoro for the hookshot or whatever, and finding the other bow and not going left side swamp. That was actually what I was really scared of.
Yeah, that could have played with a potion glitch for sure. With that with the cane behind that bow side though, that otherwise pretty much you gotta dive left side swamp.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to just go ahead and see if you can find the other bow in Turtle Rock, or maybe even the hookshot, and then just go into swamp and what it's probably gonna be. Or yeah, I mean, you get the second bow. You don't need to go left side swamp.
Oh yeah, for sure. Any other big thoughts on the seed or prospects for the tournament? Not to give it too much away to your opponent. Any adjustments you're hoping he's not going to make?
I just hope we will not have a pendant swamp. I guess. I think that's enough for a tournament start. So leave me with those hookshot.
Yeah. I don't know if picking the pendants is in the cards for the second game, but It's a fair,
well, it's
a
his
fair
choice.
pick on your part.
I have one question, by the way, before we wrap this up.
Sure thing.
Who was first in GT? Was it lunchtime or me?
Definitely you.
Oh, okay. Because that's why I felt like pretty good, but I was sure if the hookshot is in ice and he's last locating the bow, he's gonna win simply. That's why I didn't go to ice in the first place.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, overall, I think it was basically there was a couple of really big plays at the start, and then of course at the end, the decision to go get the hook shot over attempting to hover, which I mean, I guess that's a highly variable situation depending on who the two runners are. Whereas you're routing, I think if just suppose the hook shot was somewhere else in the route, you still had, I guess, a couple of minutes on him going up the tower, especially since he had taken the time to go left when you went through on the right for the big key. So that would have avoided the full clear down to ice armor. So let's say if you theoretically had that hook, you would have been well up the tower at that point. But I think that'll do it for us, though. It does not look like lunchtime is going to be joining us.
Yeah, just
Well, we
thanks
wish
for
you
having
and
us,
him-
guys.
Oh, yeah, and thanks for an excellent run. If you guys enjoyed the race, these guys stream a lot of rando. Give them a follow, watch some more of that. They got their game, too. Have you and Lunch scheduled that yet?
No, not yet. We're just taking this one game, so we have like 1 or 2 days to schedule. And then
Yeah,
probably
well,
schedule it.
be on the lookout for that one. You don't want to miss it. If it ends up as dramatic as this one, this is going to be an entertaining series. And best of luck in the next match, Ray.
Thanks, buddy.
Demon, any final thoughts?
Yeah, the seed was kind of like an Oops All Dungeons. I really enjoyed watching it, and I'm really glad I didn't play.
Yeah, this was definitely one for the crowd as far as that goes.
For sure. That's a seat where you don't need crowd control.
Yeah,
That's a fair way to put it for sure.
Thanks for running, at least, I want to say. Amazing run. And with that, I think we're going to close it out. Thank you for watching. If you want to keep watching ALTTPR, the same tournament we have on Speed Gaming 2 at this moment, Doomtap versus Roland Tankier going on, which I would say is also a very good watch. And we have coming up later on at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Josh versus Bonta on Speed Gaming 4. So there's definitely some good games you're gonna.
Both of those going to be good matches. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some games you really want to look out for. And with that, I want to say I had a blast here, and I've been Demons through it, joined by.
I'm Epibliticus, and likewise, I had a great time. This was a lot of fun. Thanks again to Ray, to our tracker, Dragon Strike, and to you, chat, for tuning in and enjoying this with us.
Have a great evening, all,
Yep.
or day, midday, whatever it is. Have a great day.
Yep. Until next time, everybody.